that's the goal. In essence, or got it. Okay. In essence, is to try and generate energy, traction, and get people talking about the idea of doing good for a world of good.
Got it. Cool. So you guys are essentially looking to create a social media presence, as Shluchim being the influencer, so to speak. Is it one particular influence? Is there one particular rabbi who's going to be stepping up, or is it going to be multiple from different various locations? What are you guys thinking?
Well, in ideally, I mean, there's no reason why this couldn't and shouldn't be global if you can get guys to go on the street and share their thoughts, and either with a prepared script or with no script. The idea of just trying to get people to agree, yeah, world of good is a good thing, and I'll do a good deed for it. And that's the message. And I don't see why guys wouldn't, except that they're busy and maybe they may be gun shy and getting in front of a camera. So the idea was to talk to you because, in a sense, you have a natural presence in front of a camera, and you're not afraid to talk to people. So you have two of the important criteria that we need to get this thing rolling. So that's why you're here. That's your mission, if you choose to accept it.
Appreciate it. So, but that if I step into it, then it's a Meir K video, right?
We're not saying Meir K or not Meir K. Well, if you want, fine.
What I mean by that is, like, right now, does the Shluchim, and from my understanding, right now the Shluchim office, so to speak, is not backing in this right now. So, like, where's this going to be sitting? Where's it going to be distributed? Is it going to be on you guys opening up an Instagram page, or are you opening up a YouTube channel?
We're opening to all suggestions.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
Our thing is just to do, and then we'll figure out what how to make it work.
I'm asking all these questions just to get a clear idea.
No, I understand. We have no plan. We can. We are in a sense a loose cannon that's focused on bringing Mashiach in any way, in any whatever we can do to help hasten the process. So we're open to suggestions. Do we make an Instagram page? Do we make we make a I don't know, a website? We do post your ask people to post their own commitments or their good deeds or their thoughts on bringing Mashiach. I'm open for it.
I would say further.
Everybody else is too. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say even further. Besides the goodness and kindness type of thing, we're open to any ideas. Basically, to get the Rebbe's message out, or even Hamaskabel. You know what that means? In a way that people should understand it and should receive it. It shouldn't be too much, too radical, but it should get the Rebbe's message out. It's hard to find, professional like videos, clips, things like that, and getting the Rebbe's message out. But people should know specifically that it's to bring Mashiach, obviously, and but the way you do it, it's a very professional. Comes across very professional, done, and people like it and they enjoy it. It's basically getting the message across in a way that people should enjoy it and should pass on the message to others. And any other shluchim have any ideas or any other suggestions, please speak up.
Many Rubenfeld had the idea of the ice bucket challenge, for $8 to raise money, and the question is whether or not that's how to do something that can be done quickly, and that thing has to be set up, and you get people and you get everything else with that. I don't know whether we can do something, but that was just an idea that he had that I thought had at least merit for suggesting, as either in addition to or as opposed to the man on the street kind of with a microphone and give me 5 seconds of your time.
Right. So, yeah, I think before jumping into like a global or national campaign in that regard, from my understanding, is again, it's also not looking to do a one-off, like one video man the street around the Kinnis time. Raise your hands if you're coming to the Kinnis. Who's excited? Woo! Okay. So if that's the case, then it's really building out a strategy, and really building out a strategy as to like what kind of content, who's your demographic? Are you trying to appease the frum community, the non-religious community, non-Jews in general? You're really starting a brand. I mean, Shluchim and the message has been around for generations, and I think you're sort of seeing that there's a space for goodness and kindness on the social medias, and as bad as TikTok has maybe earlier on had made it look like, or maybe whatever that story was, is definitely a powerful platform, and or Instagram for that matter, or YouTube or Facebook, and like the Rebbe elevated radio and TV, there's an element to touch down in here. So there is no reason why Shluchim don't have a presence. I mean, right now there's a non-Jewish nanny who's trending and sharing all the things about shaitels, like, so why can't Shluchim have a presence in that regard? And looking around this Zoom meeting, there's quite a few talented men here, and I'm sure once it gets picked up by the mainstream office, then everybody will have a lot more maybe guts to show up for this meeting. But that being said, there's a lot of ideas that could be adapted to Shluchim stepping in, engaging with people. Man, the street is just one category. I mean, there's so many different elements. I mean, even now, people who aren't Shluchim are like operating, their whole brand is what's it mean like to be a religious Jew, right? What's a hat? What's this black hat mean? What's Shabbos candles? Why do we do this Havdalah thing? Like, there's all these different quote unquote influencers, creators who are doing that kind of content. So there's definitely a space for it. The ideas, there are plenty. I think it's just really getting down to the nuts and bolts and the foundation as to how you want to execute it. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a whole massive production and a whole massive, but it's just about, okay, who, again, like getting clear on like the brand, like who do you want to attract for this, for the viewership. And then I had the idea of goodness and kindness, the Rebbe's message, but getting a little bit more clear. The Rebbe's message was, I mean, generalized, very okay, but like which messages you want to talk about? Like a moment of silence in school. You want to talk about education? You want to talk about marriage? You want to talk about everything? Like, okay, great. But it's like, okay, depending on what that message is, what kind of content would be best to be created to bring that message to life? So that's my spiel. How's that land for you all? And any questions or ideas?
Well, the Rebbe's the famous interview with the guy from CNN was goodness and kindness, and to be honest, gosh knows the world could use a good deed or two, and it doesn't have to be within a religious context, but just in the context of I want to do a good deed for a world of good. I want to make the world better, and I have the power by choosing to do good.
I understand. Right. So that I understand. And my question is, so you're looking to do one video of goodness and kindness?
I think the message stays the same, but the execution is with lots of other people. Maybe we get the influencers themselves to say, you know what, I think this is a cool thing, and I'm doing it, and I encourage all my friends and viewers and followers, et cetera, to do it. And again, so just talking to people in stores and on the street and in the subways.
Just pushing back. I guess what I'm pushing back on is like, are you looking to do this one video, or are you doing a video a week?
No, continuously. Continuous, how would you call it? Number one, number two, number three, till Mashiach comes. We're continuing until Mashiach comes. That's basically the idea. It's called
possibly like an episodic sort of thing, if it's once a week or once every 2 weeks, but something episodic that we keep making more
exactly
of.
Episodes. Exactly, that's a good.
Right. So I definitely see like it's already newsworthy. Like I see like rabbis take storm of social media and I could already see like cool, like that's great, that's exciting, it's different. I think it goes back to the idea of like who are the faces, where are they, and then and all it is really just starting to do it. It's not that hard. It's just it's really not that difficult. It's just you gotta who's gonna raise their hands and step forward. Is it gonna be just one rabbi? Is it gonna be 3 different Rosh Shulchan? And then feed some ideas, strategize, open up those accounts that we talked about, which I think you should have one on every single one. And then the strategy comes about, okay, YouTube is more for long form, Instagram is like, those are more of the details, which, it's all can be guided and helped with. But I think initially is like, who wants to step up? Because you could come back online and talk about the ideas, but honestly, it's going to come down to like strategizing it. Who are the people? Let's set up a date. These are the ideas we like, and then shoot it. It's like any other content creator or slash influencer. Just instead of it being, you know, a food blogger, it's a rabbi, and like anybody else does, my experience from doing this for a while now is like, it's just, you got to look at it like anything else. It's like, you got to look at it as work. This is the time. I mean, this is the people we want to attract. This is what we want to entertain, and we want to inspire, whatever you want. And then this is what they like. This is the format. These are the days we're filming it, we're editing it, and then you just turn it into a machine. You build it into a system. Mondays and Thursdays, come back a little late because there's Kriya, but then afterwards we're great. We set up the camera and we shoot, and then you post it on this day. And then why didn't Shlomo have a podcast? Why didn't there's so many verticals now, right? As to like where you can go with it. And it can start with the man in the street, but like, again, it's who are the people? Let's who are your demographic, and who's funding it?
So for whatever it's worth, I'm just gonna roof zich up here. If we're planning, one of the branches of where we're gonna be doing this might be around Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights. I don't know if it's Eastern Parkway, or if we're gonna go to Borough Park or Manhattan or whatever. I'm raising my hand. I'm available if someone wants to put me in front of a camera, in front of a mic, or behind a table, or with Meir K, or taking the camera of Meir K, or whatever it is. I'm around town here, more than willing and ready to do something, whatever the plan is.
Awesome. We see you, Yisrael. Thank you. So let's backtrack a bit before, and like, who's cameras, editing this stuff. Like, is there like a group? Is there who's gonna like help fund this thing to keep on going? Is there enough leeway or runway for you guys to be able to create enough content to start building? Because once you start creating, you want to continue to create. Unless, again, like that's why I asked, you want to just make one video, put it out there in honor of the Rebbe's birthday, and call it a day. If you want to keep something going, then that's where you need to strategize, and that's where you want to, once you pop, you just don't want to stop. You want to keep going once a week, twice a week, once a month, whatever that may look like.
Well, since all of us are engaged in doing other things, money is always the last thing we think about, and that's the first thing that comes up. So you have to tell us, in a sense, what are we looking at to produce, 5 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever it is, that's going to take to get one message out. Are we talking about $500 or $1,000 per message? What are we, are you talking about editing and mixing, and it takes 10 interviews to get one good one. What are we looking at in terms of investment?
Well, I mean, once the way I would look at it would be less and more like creating like a specific amount of days per month of filming. So let's say within a day, maybe you could get a multiple videos in a day, but like, producing in a way that obviously to keep costs low, but like it will be like an ongoing retainer and process. And because it'll be, I would say you'd want to branch off, not just, let's say, with one style of video per se. Also, not necessarily will I be able to, let's say, physically be in every location, right? I don't think we want to start me flying around to different shluchim. Like it's again quite simple enough for them to do it themselves, or to link up with somebody in the community who could help them. So what I could sort of see and bring value to is to help guide and consult on the brand strategy and the execution of a video. And then I could supply an editing process, my team, to do that. Or, if the Shulchan office has something that they work with, then cool. But then that's something that we could bring on, but we could start deciding, okay, we want to, let's say, start off with one video a week. We want to start a video 2 weeks, and then we could start creating that. But I could I could help along. I think the biggest would be is like, okay, we know these are the shluchim that we want that are willing to do it. We open up, let me backtrack. We open up the month, we have a conversation around what this month looks like, what we want to create for this month. Are there any special Jewish holidays or any specific things we want to express and share? And we go through that. And then we say, okay, this is the kind of content, or this rabbi would be, this shluch will be great for this and this and that. Okay, cool. And then we figure out what videos we want to create. Set the days to shoot them, send them back to the editing team and get it going. And really what you would want to be doing is to be ahead of the month. So, right. So we would be really filming right now for, whatever it is, Tu B'Shvat, or I don't know, maybe Purim, but that, yeah.
Stam, here's one or two more things that I believe maybe you could also add value, at least for myself personally. I could use someone, especially celebrity like Meir K, to kind of break the ground at least the first few times. This is Bechlal, the answer to the whole question we were having on our first conversation on the phone. This should have been happening already long ago. What is going on with us Chabad Lubavitchers treading the path?
Don't worry, don't leave the guilt. Leave the guilt at home. Leave the guilt at home.
Okay, fine. The point is that some of us might feel a bit of a, like you said, Reb Label said, a bit of camera shyness, or a little bit. We have a big message we want to say out there, but we're just a little bit embarrassed going out there. So having a bit of a push to get it started, if the first episode or two, we have you on set out there, showing how it's done and getting us into the swing of things. I think that's one very important thing that would be very helpful to have you on board with. And also, like you said, the kind of the workflow and to keeping costs, reasonable. I'm wondering how is your production machine currently working? I mean, if you have some sort of workflow where footage and editing and posting, maybe we can take advantage of something you already have set up. And, like we said, if we need to fundraise for that, we'll have to figure that out too. But maybe we can take advantage of that too. What do you think?
Yeah. So, I mean, the flow in the system is we would be leaning onto that. And I mean, that costs, that definitely costs, right? That overhead, being on camera or helping with that coaching initially in the beginning, for sure. That's something that could be discussed as well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whether it's, in the past, I've been on camera with, let's say, therapists. They want to come on the street. They're a little camera shy. They're really good at sitting on the couch, but when it goes on the street. So I was with them in the video. I was there coaching them on the side. That's all details, whether, it makes sense for me to be in the video or not, either way, whatever is better for the product. So, but yeah, if it helps being with the coaching and helping being there on set, for sure.
Yeah, and another interesting thing that you mentioned on the call, which was that Shluchim could help use a bit of this kind of coaching. Like ideally, there should eventually be a workshop in the kibbutz.
Yeah,
maybe presented by you
at the convention. Like there isn't this branch that's being really taken advantage of. I mean, JLI I know has a great team. I know Meta Chabad, which is I don't know under which branch that is, but like they're doing good jobs. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's all mess over there, but like there is already other branches happening, and they're leaning into the social media. The shulchan definitely should have an office. For this coming year at least. I mean, it's already this weekend, but right, definitely it's a powerful tool. There's no reason why there isn't a presence.
Yeah. So okay, so let's say just if one simulated example, imagine we're on that first month, we're coming together, we're having the meeting. Let's say the idea is just plain simple. Hey, don't we all like the idea to have a great world, a perfect world, a world of peace, a world of awesome, a world of goodness and kindness. Everyone wants to do it. The world has been talking about it all the time. And it's just a matter of like maybe everyone in their own life going their own way doesn't always feel like it's necessarily happening. So maybe one day if I could have done something good, but I don't necessarily feel like doing it because I don't know is it actually happening? Are we doing it? Are we not doing it? So we're out here right now on the street today sort of thing. We want to spread the message that it's happening. We're all getting on board. We all want to do it. And what can we do today? One example little thing, when you come home today, what's the first thing you can do? That's a small little act of goodness and kindness to start this process. Let's say that's the general idea of the message.
Yeah.
And then, maybe we even make people understand that there's going to be a follow-up. So, maybe we come back next week or next month and we hear what happened. And the long-term idea is that more people should catch on and do this kind of on the street kind of social experiment themselves and keep spreading the goodness and kindness further. Anyways, Tom, what does this concept sound like, and what might be the next steps if we wanted to make something like that? If I'm on the right track with the label, or
I missed the question. I'm sorry. What was the question?
no, so let's say this is roughly the idea. So what's the next step, I guess? How would we make this happen?
Well,
Go for it, please.
I think if you can get something that shluchim can use, something that they can feel comfortable showing their people, their balabatim. Once you get shluchim on board, you get the whole world. That's basically the idea. Simple as that.
What's actually the
It's
present?
basically towards people in Chabad houses, that people should understand that Mashiach is about. It's a thing that's tangible. It's happening in front of us, and we have to bring that to the forefront.
I think what you're saying about it is, once we're able to actually produce one or two clips, which are good enough, the kind of a quality that Chabad rabbis will feel comfortable showing it to their community and saying, "Hey, look, I like this. We're behind this. This is our kind of thing."
Exactly right. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So I think maybe perhaps what we can do is next steps is we could like lock in on we could do like try it for a month or two. I think, usually minimum is 3 months, but 2 months is a good place to start. To get a momentum and such. Having somebody on yours, is there somebody here and Muchnik on the house? Very nice to see you, Dov. Who's like the point person that will be the the guy, because I think it's I think just centralizing that one voice who represents this collective is important, and then we can start just working out the details and move forward in that way of, again, consulting the next batch of content for this new shluchim endeavor.
I think for the kind of the formalities, like the brand and the message and all that, I would defer to this collective in general, Reb Aaron Binyamin Sivel, Reb Rubenfeld, to guide, what maybe, I don't know, like what the name of the channel should be, what the name of the project should be. If you guys need a Pashta Zellner, just a soldier in this area in Crown Heights, I'll be available for that, and I'll call up and follow up on whatever needs to be done for this branch in this area. Obviously, you guys are all over the place, so wherever you are, you probably want to start your own branches, but I'll be the guy just around town.
The truth is, we want to hear from other shluchim, whoever's on. Can you please speak up? Mendy, I'm doing your job. Mendy, you there? Mendy wasn't.
We see you, but we don't hear you.
Let's hear Abzusha. Let's hear from you. No, it's quiet today. What's going on?
Sometimes it's good to listen, not always to talk.
But now, Mr. He wants to hear from you. Meir will have him from there.
I would like to hear who wants to get involved. If we are Minatzchim doesn't mean get on a meeting once a week and move on to next idea. I mean, if we're serious about who we are, if we're serious about the commitment we made to the Rebbe when we signed up, I think there has to be a clear statement. I'm ready to do, I'm ready to work, tell me what I need to do. If I don't know what to do, you tell me what to do. But first we have to hear the Hineni. Avraham Avinu told David to Hineni. And then he asked him, what do you want me to do? But let's first hear the Hineni from the people around here, ready to do, and then we could see who does what. But as long as we don't have a Hineni, except one person, which is beautiful, already committed himself to be a foot soldier, let's see, do we have any other foot soldiers? Or do we have only...
We have Rebbe Goldstein. Who else? Who else would like to be involved with this? You have to put your name on. Put your name, please. Put your name.
Put it where on the
On the Minatzchim, both on the Minatzchim. Put them in the Minatzchim or the chat. Put them in the Minatzchim also. If you want.
You know, I'm obviously ready to come up with script ideas or a script language to help, you know, at least move the conversation along.
Did you tell Meir K what your background is? Meir, do you know that he was writing the Mendy and the Golem?
Oh, really? I grew up with that.
Yeah, that's yep. That was 30-something years ago.
Wow.
The label now,
Awesome.
label
I have a
now
bunch
want
of
to
those.
see. Label now want to see the Mendy, not the Golem.
I'm more related to the golem. I have a face that was made for radio. You know?
Okay, who else? Who else? We need more Chevreh, no?
Pleasure to meet you.
Anybody? Please.
Meir, maybe you can help coach us. Like I said, this might be something we're dealing with. Is we have a hard time getting out of the comfort zone. Can you give us that bring and push, and then help us like feel it's the world. The world is ours out there. We just gotta go take it.
Yeah, the Caravelt, man, Caravelt. Yeah, so that's 100% true. I think initially, listen, to be with Shulchan, just to make it a little less, maybe. I'm based in Los Angeles. I go to New York once in a while, unless I'm flying somewhere specific. I'm either in LA or New York. So maybe it'll help if whoever the Shulchan are in those two cities, then that could be a good place to start. And that way I could be in person to coach or be there with them on the ground. So that could be a good place to start. And
Are you gonna be by the Kinnis? Hold on. Let's start by the Kinnis. I'm not gonna be
I
there.
don't plan on being in the Kinnis this weekend. No, I'm gonna be in LA. So moving forward, I will be in New York though later in early December, like in 3 weeks. So that could be a time, or we could do something later, or virtually, depending who it is. I could also like coach them from afar, and just like be there with them on the ground and talk before and troubleshoot along the way. But I think there's that, and before then, it's having that conversation of like, okay, this is what the bolts and cents of this is what's going to be, this is what's going to cost. This is what's going to take to like film X amount of videos, edit these videos, to make this happen. And then we could sort of decide and come back and see, okay, does this work or not? But I think you guys are definitely on the right track. And like you said, it's definitely the right time for it. It couldn't be a better time. The world, maybe before it wasn't, but like now is definitely primed for this type of message and this way. And there's a lot of dynamic shluchim that really could just, with a little push and I think some coach could really step in and do some really great work. And I guess also my last question would be, because I do have to jump at 11:30, I have to jump off in 5 minutes. It's going to be a centralized or shluchim right now are going to, no wrong answer. Are they all going now to are they going to create their own content on their own channels, under their own Chabad house Instagram pages? Or is this all one centralized, all the shluchim are sharing it onto one place, is it one hub? Or does all shluchim here right now, congregated because they want to learn these skill sets so they could go on and create their own content for their own.
Could you maybe describe to us what would be some of the main differences or advantages, disadvantages either way?
I guess there's something about like the unified power of like if it's coming from one place instead of like, if it's coming from one brand, so to speak, one page, then just views, momentum all comes from this one, things are being shared from this one avenue, from this one page. If it's broken up, then also all good. Then it becomes like that individual, like, did you see the rabbi from Minnesota who did this? Or they're creating their own brand, which is fine, which is great. And maybe that's also another idea. Like Kilu, if we were at the Shluchim convention and there was a guy there, coaching and strategizing with Shluchim, then they'll take those skills and go back to the Chabad houses and like learn how to open an Instagram page or learn how to, feel comfortable. And here are some things, and they could go ahead and start creating their content. So I guess in this particular in this conversation, is this one? Yeah, maybe you don't have the answer right now. Maybe you think about it and let me know.
my impressions are that us, at least in this collective, as you call it, this group, these Minatzchim, as we're labeled, we have no problem at all, even if we do it in different locations, to kind of combine our content together in one place, especially if it means that that'll make it more successful, more prominent, more views, more traffic, etc. And then eventually, I think the idea is both. I guess that more people do it on their own. That's great. More people join in to the collective. That's also great. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I mean, we're starting with our YouTube channel now, with our own YouTube channel. Can we start from there?
Yeah, there's YouTube Shorts, and there's why not? Yeah, I mean, Meir, is that a good idea? Or Instagram or YouTube or both?
All of them. Why not all of them?
Well, then,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
But it's good. So at least it's good to
So
know that.
What's the next step?
That it's good.
Mhm.
So at least it's good to know that there is a milo of dafka being collective. So as much as we can gather from multiple and put it together in one that multiplies the views or the traction or whatever, then that's good to know that to begin with, that we should try, if possible, as much as possible, to do it that way.
Totally. Yeah. Next steps.
Okay. So who?
Yeah, I could. Next steps would look like I could reach out to whoever that person is. I was speaking to Israel Goldstein, if that's still the person, Israel. I could get back with the proposal, send it over, break it down, see what the next execution will look like, and then review it. We take it from there.
Sounds good.
Okay, great.
Who was the person that wanted to join? Said Hineni. I don't see I didn't see your name.
It said Levi's iPhone, but it didn't say a full name.
Okay. Levi's
All right, friends.
iPhone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any last questions before I bounce? No? Cool. No, good. Just wanted to make sure everything's
That's
clean.
Do you have
Thank you
can
very much.
post can you post an email or some way to be in touch just with the ideas or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think what I could, I think right now to execute, I will reach out to Israel first, just to get that all cleared up, and then moving forward, we could enter brainstorming stuff and figure that all out.
So yeah, thank you very much, Reb Meir. It was a huge celebrity visit to have you on board here today, and shleach for your time, and looking forward to amazing things.
Thank you all.
We have to thank you, Bechlal, but making all the beautiful content, all the videos, music videos. Like I said, my kids love it. Besides this, it's an opportunity to tell you thank you very much.
I appreciate it. All right, have a great day, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Meir.
Okay, I think we should continue talking over here. So what? Tachlis, no, who's gonna join? So Levi's cell phone is joining. Levi's cell phone. Levi's iPhone.
And Isaac, remember, a lot of people are not on with us now, but they may want to join. Who's on the Minatzchim in general?
So Mandy, I think
whoever wants to join.
Mandy, maybe you can send out in today's report that this is what was discussed. We're waiting for him to give us something more concrete. And there is a call out there for whoever wants, and please join. Get on board with whatever would be necessary. That's the kind of project of a lot of input.
Another thing I wanted to announce, whoever's interested, many shluchim wanted the booklet, the booklet that we printed together on Mashiach. I'm going to be by the Kinus, and whoever asked for it and wants it, please get in touch with me. And I'm giving you a warning. Don't tell me we didn't provide it for you. We have many, many booklets. I think what was the deal? 30 booklets per shliach? What was the deal? I'm forgetting already. 20, 30 booklets, something like that. Whoever chipped in for the printing. So again, please, my number is 774-365-9356. And please get in touch, and we're able to give you, Bez Hashem, the beautiful booklet that we have.
But it's going to be also, right?
Sorry? Yeah, we're working on to get in, right, but the demonstration. Where else should we put it, by the way? Where else can we put it besides there? We can't hear you.
You want to put a few? You want to put a few at the tables Friday or wherever? just a few sprinkling of it because they're gonna end up in the garbage.
Right, right,
So, but
right.
just for people to see them. It's
Is the
fine.
shaykh also to give it out by Matzah Shabbat? No, what do we have a table? I'm thinking to have a table, and people mashluchim come in, come out. Thursday is that shaykh? He didn't speak to Shalom Ber about it, right?
You mean where? I don't know. No, I
I'll
didn't.
tell you. At
I didn't-
breakfast, people. Okay, we'll see what we can do. We're still working also to get the booklet on Amazon. If anyone can help with that, maybe Yisrael Golf, maybe you can help me with that to get it on Amazon. And like this, we can send, it'll be the easiest way to, if someone wants to buy it. Not going to be expensive, and maybe you can help me with that. Okay, I think that's it. Anything
Yeah,
else?
sure, maybe we did.